and welcome to Make It a Double-Double. Finally, after everyone just been begging for us to come back, really, we are back.
Yeah,
So how are you?
been a while, ain't it?
Oh. No. Yeah, so how is... No.
Been all right
Okay,
since...
no. You go.
Sorry.
No, I thought you was going to go.
What?
Okay, right. Listen, boys.
No, Adam was
if we're gonna
do the intro.
boys, if we're gonna come back, we've got to pretend we remember how to do this. Okay, we're not just chatting anymore. We've got fans to entertain. We've got rigorous routine to keep. I've got quizzes
go
to
down
make.
like a lead balloon.
And we're just going to pretend. We're just going to pretend that whole spiel wasn't pre-planned,
Yeah,
and we didn't just decide before that we were going to do that because we thought it'd be funny in our heads.
Just like that completely unscripted video that went up on Twitter. Boys, listen, I can't lie.
The worst announcement ever.
I can't lie. I'm buzzing to be back. I think we talked about it a little bit, didn't we? That as for me and you especially, I think we'd kind of lost our Sorare buzz with, talking about other things, sort of exploring a few things. You obviously, routine changed a lot, big time new job, hard to tie down, all that sort of spiel.
Right.
But listen, I'm going to tell you now, my Sorare buzz is back. And it's back in a big way.
Yeah.
Do you know
I've
what
seen
I mean?
your purchases, both of you. I've seen your purchases.
Well, listen, my purchases are normal, but look, I mean, listen, straight up first thing. I know I had blonde hair before, but now it's like a little slick back thing. I've shaved my beard, got a nice new Burnley hoodie in a lovely pastel olive green. Speaking of Burnley,
1 minute 49. 1 minute 49.
We'll get into it properly because listen, good week to come back. We played incredibly. But it's MLS. I'm back. The hot streaks. I'm back. Like I played MFL for a little bit, and that died.
You know what? It died for us, but it's now bigger than ever. Like they've had something like 3 times more entries into that Redemption Cup. And to be honest, I loved the game. I just decided that I profited enough. And I decided on a different strategy, Sorare wise, and it just made sense for me to cash out when I did to use the profits elsewhere. Yeah. So it benefited me, but if I wasn't playing Sorare, I'd 100% go straight back to it.
I think my only thing was similar to you. I'd bought a lot of players that I could sell for a lot more money, and that was always a mistake I'd made on Sorare, that I'd hang on to them for sentimentality. Whereas I decided not to do that, and it's the like RNG aspect of it. Like losing games to teams that like aren't better than Matic. Like it's so frustrating when there's nothing you can do about it. Whereas Sorare, I've literally only got myself to blame. Which, as frustrating as that can be, at least there's no one to take it out on. But how are you boys? What have you been up to?
It's funny because you guys were hammering me for months about joining MFL. This whole time we've been away, and I've been like, nah, I haven't got time. I can't be bothered. All this, that, and the other. And then this past week, the buzz around, obviously, like the Sorare community and all that sort of stuff. And I caught the bug as well. Yeah. I signed up this weekend. I messaged you boys saying I finally signed up to MFL. Yep. Az sent me his link, and then I checked your profiles, and you both got fuck all in there.
Hey, listen, I told you I've got a bundle of players that are perfect for you, mate.
That's true. You tried plugging into me. Can I also just
point out? Because I'm sat waiting to open an uncommon player, but it's taken it's 3-4 days now, and I've still not had my referral confirmed.
Message him, Lucas.
Sort it out.
He'll sort it. What are you going to say, Matt?
Can I also just point out? Can you tell that I live 2 hours south of Az? Because look how light it is where I am compared to where you are.
Yeah, it's literally pitch black here now.
That is. I think I'm just kind of like in the middle of both here. So.
Yeah.
Any chance used to make me laugh? How we're all doing? Could we go in the saloon as well so I can open my drink?
Oh.
Do you want to go in the saloon straight away? Yeah. So listen, let's talk about the saloon, because what was a lovely idea, and I loved the saloon. The stress on a Sunday of having to go out to 8 different supermarkets, not finding them, traipsing around on a Monday, not finding them, and then having to come up with a terrible excuse why I didn't have it, was more stress than I wanted it to be. Having to go around to try and find an Asian-inspired strawberry drink that was only available in one specific Polish supermarket that was open in a 15-minute window on a Thursday. Fucking hard work. So I've brought a Coke Zero, obviously, and I will be bringing a Coke Zero every week.
Gone for the Thatchers with what I would class as one of my favourite drinks at the moment, and in honour of one of our previous guests, James, he brought Thatchers with him. So I'm going to see if I can get the ASMR back, but my mic is shit compared to yours too, so it might not pick it up. No,
literally not a pop, nothing.
So, frick me then, yeah.
That is bad. That is bad. Looks good.
My mic's shit, and I don't care.
Pulled the Stein out. That's listen. This is the most important thing. Merch on sale soon. If as his missus pulls a finger out.
Pulls a finger out of where?
Hey, listen. What they do in their spare time, what they've been doing for the last 3 months, is completely up to them. Mark.
There she is.
Yeah, Mark. What have you got? Have you brought a drink?
So, unsurprisingly, I've got two.
Yeah, you've got a whiskey.
So I had one of my mates. I had one of my mates stay a couple of weeks ago to go Cheltenham races, and he owns and runs quite a popular whiskey bar in Brixton, in London. Yeah. So if you're in Brixton, go to the Whiskey Tumbler. Amazing, best Guinness in London. Anyway, he was appalled by the state of my glassware and stuff, and he kindly sent me some really nice whiskey glasses.
Oh, lovely.
And
I'm assuming he didn't see make it a double Stein.
He did actually. One of these nice like bar measuring things, which he did tell me what it's called, and I can't think.
Listen, I've watched you pour. You don't need that.
No, that's I'm going to use it. So
okay,
I'm going to say thank you to him. I'm going to pour myself 50 ml of this Irish whiskey, and because we're bringing it back, and it's everyone likes a drink on a Monday, I'm going to follow it up with a pint of Guinness.
Yeah,
the make it a double.
Favorite. Yeah, all right. Lovely. To be fair, listen, I've been quite adventurous. Cheers. I've been adventurous with my drinks because we know I love my Coke Zero, but Pepsi have brought out a couple of flavors of Pepsi Max. Now, the flavoured stuff is never usually the Pepsi Max. That looks quite nice, that Mark, actually. Oh, here he goes. Give it a little smell. Give it a little swirl.
Oh, yeah. That's
getting hints of old and like horse shit or something.
Oldest man in the world. The flavour stuff is usually only ever in like the full fat versions. And I'm just not a fan. I'm full fat enough. I don't need it. Why'd you laugh at that? Why did you laugh at that? Why did you laugh at that? Like,
I wasn't expecting it. It's quite a funny comment. I'll give you that.
Bang out of order. No, Adam, that's not true. You're so beautiful. We love how you look.
Have you been doing your couch to 5K, haven't you?
Yeah. I definitely haven't not been for like 3 weeks.
But you did it.
I did, and I completed it. And I completed
it.
I've just bought some new running shoes. I am going to get back out there. Strawberries and cream and a cream soda, the new Pepsi Max flavors, and I've been going through them like water. So I thought I'd bring it back to the old Coke Zero just for you boys.
Yeah, I rate it. It.
That is a good effort, that.
Now, with this podcast thing, what do we talk about? What do we do?
Well, we're changing it up a bit, aren't we? We're changing it up a little because one of the things we got a little bit tired was we felt like we had to have a guest. It was like a necessity, or we wouldn't do it, which became stressful for Mark. Because you organised most of them.
Yeah,
you didn't want to rinse and repeat people. You also didn't want to just force people on for the sake of it.
Yeah.
We kind of got a little bit bored, really, of organising it and having to do the research and the time.
I think
a
big problem as well was we were struggling off getting our 3 schedules lined up.
Yeah.
Never mind adding in someone that then could only do midweek or could only do 7 p.m. on a Sunday. So we're just trying more than anything to make it a bit more casual, I think, aren't we?
Yeah.
Just us 3 boys on this. You were late, and we expected that straight off the rip.
Yeah, we did.
I think, obviously, listen, if there's a guest that we think is going to be great and is going to be easy to have on, then we might still do that every now and again, but it's not a staple.
No.
What else isn't a staple anymore, Aaron?
Tenor ball. We did have one reply out of everyone that replied, and we appreciate everyone that was buzzing the fact that we were coming back. Out of it all, we had one reply that said no. Let me find it now. He was the only one. There we go. Sorare Deco said we need that tenor ball though. So the thing is, we want to do something. Obviously, we're shortening it as well. We said we don't want hour and a half, 2 hour long podcasts. We don't want them being too long. So we're hoping to go around the hour mark. We might introduce it every now and then, but it doesn't have to be a weekly.
I think
thing.
The fact that we were doing it like 2 a week was making it again very difficult to like new categories, things like that. And like me and Mark were just discussing beforehand that if it was like a category where neither of you could get anything, it
turned out shit.
25 minutes, half an hour, like it's absolutely churning through that time. So light and breezy chat between the boys.
Are we sure that Sorare Deco isn't Warwick Davis?
Aaron, Tenable, the real life game, Warwick Davis presents Tenable.
I know. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I didn't get it straight away, and I assumed he was just a very short man with Sorare Deco, and you were taking the piss out of him. Turns out you were just making a normal joke.
I don't. I have no idea how tall Sorare Deco is.
No, me neither.
For anyone who's not from the UK, Warwick Davis is the guy that played the elf in Harry Potter. Is it
the elf? It's Professor Flitwick, the charms professor. Thank you.
I've only ever seen Harry Potter 1 and Harry Potter 2, so I don't know.
What do you mean?
That's vile.
What's it called? Philosopher's Stone and
Chamber of Secrets.
Chamber of Secrets, yeah.
They're the only ones.
Hold on a minute. So you saw 2 of them that are outstanding, and you thought, I'm not going to carry this series on?
No.
When I saw 1 and 2, I was probably about 10 and 12.
That's not true because it came out when I was 10 and 12. You were 18 and 20.
All right, 14 and 16, whatever it is.
This is a very big tangent, but I'm off to Harry Potter World next week.
Belter, I've only ever been to which was the one in Watford?
Yeah.
See, I've only ever been to Harry Potter World in Orlando. When opening weekend, and just one of them. Like some of us are just fans. You know what I mean? Like,
do you know what?
Did you go to America?
No, this was another time that I went to America.
And you never mentioned that you've been to America.
No, this was just one of the many times that I've been to America. Talking about America today.
Do you know what? It's just like that sort of fantasy thing is just not for me. Like,
is it not though?
No, same as like, okay, so I've seen like the first couple of Harry Potters. Lord of the Rings, I watched the first one for probably about an hour, and then was just like, can't be asked with this shit. Star Wars, not for me. Star Trek, not for me.
I agree with you there. I've never been able to get on board with Star Wars and
also Marvel. I've seen a few of them, but like,
careful.
This is
those ones. Is it Endgame or something? I've never seen that. Just because it doesn't.
Hold on, you haven't seen the best one.
Well, no, I haven't. No, but apparently the reason why I didn't watch it, I probably would have watched it, but people said you have to watch the others.
I mean, you kind of do.
For the Avengers ones, I feel like you can just watch the Avengers ones and get.
I've seen a few of them. I've seen like an Iron Man and here and there and stuff like that, but I just wouldn't go out of my way to watch them.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's mental. The only time I've ever watched Lord of the Rings, I was absolutely baked off my tits at uni and watched 2.
What I will say about Lord of the Rings is I watched, like, my missus is massive Lord of the Rings fan, so I've watched them with her, and I didn't really get it. Like, I get that they're good films, but like, it's not for me. And then they were showing them like one a week at the cinema, the like extended edition at the cinema, and she was like, "Let's go and watch them and see if you get it." And one of her friends, her husband, massive Lord of the Rings nerd, so I was like, "Come on, I'll tag along." And listen, I get it; they are epic films, incredible, and they still stand now. That I think in what is about 11 hours of cinema across those 3 extended versions, there's one scene that you're kind of like, the CGI looks a bit dated, which in 11 hours for films that are 25 years
good going.
I don't think that's bad at all. But unfortunately,
you get more errors now with films because people force like AI into it and stuff like that, and they don't properly proofread them and all that. And there's some awful moments.
Right shit out there. But as much as I would love this to be a film review podcast, speaking of which, you might not see me on Twitter anymore posting those because I'm not on Twitter anymore. So I can't call any of you cunts.
You just did.
But yeah, it's all right this time. But like, it's like one last like affectionate time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not a film review podcast. It is still a general Sorare chat. So we've kind of already touched on the Sorare being like buzz being back for us. Mark, where are you at with Sorare currently?
So I bought into MLS in season.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to, and then a bit of last minute FOMO. I think.
Yeah.
When I saw everyone buying up and posting their teams.
Your FOMO was like FOMO to the highest level, though. Yeah. Went and bought the most expensive limiteds.
Yeah, I mean, I bought Messi out of season or classic, should I say?
Okay.
Because I felt you needed a Messi, and I wasn't paying over 200 quid. I didn't buy a Vanda; it was too expensive. But I did get a fairly decent team, I'd say. So I've got Patrick Schulte from Columbus and Chiburko, who've been really good so far.
Some nice
at the back, and I bought a couple of other Columbus players, both to add to the collection bonus, but also Sorare announced that you get 20 essence for finishing or getting over 200 points for a collection. That was just before the half price crafting as well.
Yeah.
So I've got a few Columbus boys. I then bought Rossi in classic as well, and then kind of FOMO'd into a bit of a Nashville stack. So I've got Joe Willis, Zimmerman.
Yeah, and his forward card.
No, I got his midfield card.
What I will say as well is that cunt's got blood on his hands. Because he got me single-handedly relegated this weekend. He missed 3 big chances, one of them being a penalty off a Zimmerman foul. So that's like immediate decisives. And then Cincinnati went down the other end. Zimmerman gave away a penalty.
Yeah.
And they scored and got beat. So I genuinely could have been 400 points plus. And in the space of 3 minutes, I ended up on 194.
Yeah, exactly the same for me. I had Zimmerman, Mukhtar, Big Sam Surridge.
Oh, I refuse to play him in a starting lineup. Fucking Sam Surridge.
And I think I put that. Is it Muyal in there as well?
Alex Muyal
in there as
well.
Again,
he's another one. I think my problem with the MLS is there are some outstanding players. People slag the MLS off. There are some outstanding players. Like Zimmerman is genuinely a very good defender. He's not just an MLS defender. He is actually a good defender. Hani Mukhtar.
Cucho Hernandez now playing up top in a starting La Liga team.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
outstanding MLS player. But then, on the flip side of that, you have got people who are just position fillers. Here he goes with his skinny. Like, there's a lad that I do like him for Charlotte, and I have got his card, Malanda, who capable of some lovely scores. But actually, if you watch him, he's a fucking donkey.
Yeah.
He's a donkey. And Christian Kalina is, I'm convinced, the only actual goalkeeper with arms in the MLS. Because some of them are fucking terrible. I'm 5'6" just, and I feel like I could do a better job.
Even Hugo Lloris is conceding like 3 goals a game this season. Like
he's about mental. 80 now, though. To be fair, and he were always flappy when he were at Tottenham.
I was fine.
Hold on a minute. You can't compare his age when you've got Brad Guzan still playing.
I don't know how he's playing. I don't know how he played at 20. Never mind 40. They're fucking rubbish.
I always find it's with MLS when you watch the best scoring players on Sorare, they look terrible.
They're shit in real life.
But then there's some terrible scoring players on Sorare. You watch them in MLS, you're like, they're fucking good.
Yeah, it's because they're the ones who are trying the creative side of it, like the football and stuff. But because whoever they're passing it to is fucking rubbish, and then on the same wavelength, they lose points.
The other week I watched Darlington Nagby.
Yeah, MLS stalwart.
He's been around for years.
He had an unreal game. I thought this guy was picking up second balls like they're going out of fashion, honestly. He was unreal.
-2 AA, no interceptions. It's
I do, that's where I fell out of love with the MLS, was because I like to make sure the players I've got are actually half decent. Now you can comment about the Rayo Vallecano stack and players, but that was sentimental. But I do try to buy half decent players.
I would never. It's not like you're reliant on Issy Palazon because he had half a good season 4 years ago. Listen.
It's still rare. You can't be good for half a season and not be able to do it again.
Hey, listen. What's got 2 thumbs and agrees with you? This guy. This guy.
It's unsurprising in MLS that no one's hit the top hot streak yet, isn't it?
It's too inconsistent.
Yeah, because literally every team will have a bad game every 3 games. They'll be awful.
I mean, Nashville, like you just said, I got 437 points last week with Nashville. I got 194 this week.
Yeah.
Same group.
Group. I think there was one person in limited that was on the 4th hot streak, and they would have been the first person to get the 5th this week. But I don't know who they had, but I'm pretty sure they had Zimmerman in there, and it just completely.
He's been my captain every week. He got me 10 points as captain.
Yeah.
Madness.
I feel a bit bad because Sam, the best Sorare Sevens player in existence, bought my MLS rares off me, and his first 2 were Gil. Charles Gill. I don't know Charles Gill. I don't know how to pronounce it. Hill, and he got 100, and he had another Palencia that got a decent score, and then someone else, and then he also had Hani and Lloris, and it were like Lloris conceded 3 or whatever, and Hani had his absolute generational stinker, and it were like he was so close to going huge with his first week.
So I stayed up and watched the Nashville game. Obviously, the clocks went forward, so it was like a late one. Hani genuinely missed an open net from 4 yards, didn't even have the decency to put it on target and get the 3 points, hit the post. Then he missed a 1-on-1, and then he missed a penalty.
Yeah, that's a bad game.
That's his second pen this year as well. They've only played 5 games.
He could play up front for Liverpool instead of Nunes.
Well, he's not a forward, mate. He's a midfielder.
Oh, he was a forward. He was a forward.
He'll always listen. If you play up front, you're a forward. I don't know who you decide. Do you know what? Right, let's properly get into this now, because I will die on the hill that Hani Mukhtar is a forward. He's never 100%. Played anywhere for Nashville that's not up front or as a out wide winger. He's a forward, and he's never had a forward card. It don't make sense.
Yeah,
it don't make sense.
I was thinking this the other day because there's a few that I've looked at whilst like scouting and stuff and been like, oh, he'll be a good forward. You know, someone you know of. Like I found Mitoma the other day and I thought, he's got midfield cards. I was like, but surely he's got a forward card. Yeah. Never had a forward card. And I'm like, he played up top for a while for Brighton, or like at least a very advanced role for Brighton. Like, and I was like, he's never had a forward card.
Like Saka. Saka to me is a winger, and a winger to me is a forward.
Yeah, I'd say
he's all midfielders. Phil Foden, on the other hand, is an attacking midfielder. Do you know what I mean? So it makes sense. Granted, I bought him and thought he was a forward, not the point. But
Sorare data have Saka down as a right forward.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, but all his cards are midfielder.
Yeah.
Well, Saka's got forward cards this season, isn't he?
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam, you won him in a.
No, I crafted him, mate, and I thought he was still a midfielder.
No, he was a forward.
Yeah, fair enough.
But is it Palmer that's got a forward card?
Yeah.
That's not, and he's not a forward.
No, not at all.
He's a midfielder, way more of a midfielder than fucking Hani Mukhtar is.
Yeah. Oh, honestly,
it's funny because if you go to FPL, all those guys are midfielders, like Salah, Saka, Palmer. They're all midfielders, and the forward
out and out number 9, isn't it?
Yeah, your forwards are basically Isak and Chris Wood.
Evan Nilsson.
Oh, and Evan Nilsson.
Evan Nilsson, who, listen, I will talk a little bit about Evan Nilsson in a little bit, because one thing that we are keeping around is Sorare darts.
We are.
The dartboard has been polished off. I've been Googling fixtures for this week, see who I wanted. And I'll tell you something else that's sticking around. It's Aaron's new tactic on Sorare. His new worm.
He's sticking around. We'll see how it goes.
They fucking better stick around.
Yeah,
You've stuck enough in. Talk me
no
through it,
fucking
mate.
chance to
Because
get rid of them all at once.
this is one of those things that like I never thought anyone that I knew like personally, like as a mate, would get to.
I didn't think I'd ever get to this point either, but when you compare it to what I used to pay for rare cards back in the day, it is for me, I just see it as like, I'm either having a midlife crisis or an absolutely unbelievable tactic towards Sorare.
Hey,
so like
listen,
I said, I sold my MFL. I sold my MFL, which gave me quite a lot of profit. And do you want to know what started it off? Issy Palazon's forward got listed right cheap, and I just thought, you know what? I'm going to buy his super rare forward
just
for sentimental reasons. Yeah. That's all I really care about. I'm actually going to get the dates up here because it's quite funny how quick I went into the spiral.
Before we get into the spiral, have you owned any super rares before?
One, and he's called Gorka, I think it is, in La Liga. And it were back when the minimum bid on a super rare was 45 quid. Yeah. Like that was the lowest you could start on. And I saw that his previous one sold for like 90. So I was like, he had like 3 minutes left, and I just went, fuck it, I'm just going to bid and hope someone outbids me. And I won him, and he's never played a game in his life, and I've owned him for about 18 months. So no reason to pick him up whatsoever.
Did you not own a Christopher Schindler at one point?
Oh shit! Yeah, I probably watched that from my head after I bought my first. Yeah, that was my first ever super rare. Was Christopher Schindler again?
That's why I brought it up. I didn't expect this fucking randomer.
Another defender that took Huddersfield to the Premier League, an absolute icon in the Huddersfield Town history books. Did his ACL and retired after I fucking picked him up within a week.
I don't even think it was
like 10 days. I think it was.
I think it was like 3 or 4 days.
I didn't get a game out of him.
No.
Yeah, it was before he'd even played a game.
And you were a decent scorer as well.
Yeah, it were a good pickup. Like if he'd not died, I think that was like an actual really good pickup because his scores were really good. And then he's fully retired now as well.
Mental.
I'm just gonna have a quick look how much I paid for him and how much I sold him for because it was funny. So I bought him.
You put Schindler on the list, the transfer list.
I bought him on the 3rd of May for 97 quid for his 1 of 10. So bearing in mind this was 2023, so super rares cost a lot at this point. Yeah. I sold him on the 8th of May for 49 quid. 5 days later, half the price because he did his ACL in that
time. Mark, don't think you're getting away with that Schindler's List joke, by the way.
Sorry?
You're not getting away with that Schindler's List joke.
I was sat here and I was like, it's going through my mind thinking, how can I fit that in somewhere?
Yeah, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to a Schindler, I'm sure.
But before Aaron gets into his super rares, I have one super rare.
You do.
Rocket at the weekend.
Yeah.
So
who is it, Mark?
The greatest left back in MLS history, Artem Smolyakov from LAFC, scored an absolute banger.
Perfect example of an MLS player who I've watched and thought he's fucking rubbish. Watched him start his first game.
What are you on about? They paid $2 million for him from the 4th best Ukrainian team.
Listen, we sat and went through the entire Ukrainian league and decided we'd maybe heard of 2 of them.
No, we'd heard of 2. We'd maybe heard of 3.
Oh, yeah, sorry, 2 and maybe 3. Yeah. Talk us through these supers, because it's mental.
So, midlife breakdown, decided I'll buy an Issy Palazon super rare because he was 50 quid and I've always loved him, and it was meant to just sit in my gallery until he retired.
Yeah.
And about a week later, I realised there's quite a few cheap super rares out there. Shall I see how cheap I can build a team? So, and you know what? I'm actually going to big myself up a bit. I've bought so well doing this, I think. Like some of the prices I've paid compared to what they're valued at is
and
daft.
Some of the, like for the scores, like the prices they are.
Yeah. So my best pickup has got to be Jubal. I don't know how you pronounce Auxerre.
No way that's how you pronounce his name.
Jubal.
Jubal.
It's got to be Jubal. There's no way. There's no way he's knocking around going, "Oh, just call me Jubal, lads."
I think he could. I think he could. Anyway, that's what I call him. So me and Jubal. I would literally do my Sorare data scouting because I do the most minimalistic scouting. I put my tabs in on Sorare data and see who pops up for a good value. 22 quid I paid for his super rare shirt mint for number 4 fourth mint, 22 quid, and since then his last sale was 77, so a decent profit on it already. He's averaging 70 in his last 5, 63 in his last 15, so he's absolutely flying. So I got him and I was like, well, I may as well build a really cheap champion team. 3 months later, I am 4 super rare teams deep with 3 champion teams and a prem team. Purely out of the fact that I've sold all my limiteds, sold all my rares, sold my MFL. So that's funded probably about 60-70%
of it for sure.
And then I've deposited the rest, and I'm actually buzzing with it. Like today, I picked up Trent. I never thought I'd own a super rare Trent. Like that's
super
mental.
Rare Trent, a super rare Pickford. Obviously, the biggest one, the one with the biggest upside, super rare Dwight McNeil, which everyone knows.
I think that'll be massive. Like when he's back
been
playing.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. I paid £70 for him.
Mental.
Like that's fuck all for what an AA forward as well. Because I'm pretty sure
I've paid 35 quid for his limited. Like
that's what I mean. Like my highest expenditure on a player was 780 quid, I think it was, for a rare goalkeeper who was in a relegation fight back in fucking 2022 or something when I was trying to chase thresholds. I've spent just over that today to get Pickford, McAllister, and Trent super rares.
Mental.
Like
I'm
the base of a very good Prem team.
I think my biggest purchase was a limited Arianet Muric when he was at Burnley, because he was under 23.
I think I remember this. Yeah,
the best under 23 scorer on the platform. Bought him. I think I must have paid 280 quid for him. And the week after, I got 1 game out of him. He had an error led to goal. And the week after, the market crashed.
Yeah.
And I sold him for 150 quid.
I mean, that's still not a bad return when you look at prices now. Like, it's a good job you didn't hold him.
I'm pretty sure if you had a look at his limited now, I'd be surprised if he's a quid.
Yeah. I've genuinely looked at his super rare, to be honest, because he's like 80 quid.
Yeah, but he's also shy and not going to play anymore.
Yeah, but he's one of them that'll get a move to like a challenger team or something.
Yeah, that is true, to be fair.
I've just been looking at some of the other super rares then, right. So you paid 22 quid for Jubal.
Yep.
Jubel. 22 quid, right? You got Jared Bowen, super rare, 95 quid.
That's a bargain, is that? I can't believe he dropped to 95.
You got Wan-Bissaka, who is in form, by the way, for 46 quid.
Yeah.
You got some absolute 70 quid for Dwight McNeil.
Yeah, it's mental.
And if you look at
it's mental.
You look at McNeil's scores before his injury, he's one of the best forwards in the Prem as well.
Well, before he got injured, he was the best forward in the Premier League.
Yeah,
because he gets.
So as long as that injury is not some sort of like life-threatening one where next time he comes out he does it again. As long as he's fully recovered, you've got a top 3 Prem striker there for 70 quid.
If Dwight McNeil retires before he's 30, I'll kill myself. Just to let you know. I'm just telling you now. There's no way I'm not living at 25, I think, maybe.
Oh God, that's a big risk, is that, isn't it?
No, don't care. I'm not living more than what I'll give him. He can retire at 33, 34. I need to see him fall leagues, end up in non-league so I can go and watch him every week and end up being mates with him. I can't not have my life. I can't live my life without Dwight McNeil playing football. I can't. Just can't do it.
No.
Won't do it. Refuse.
So I'm going to say one of my other purchasers as well, and I'm assuming this isn't how you pronounce it either because he's from Kosovo or whatever he's called, but is it Rahmani? I'm going to call him.
I think so.
I bought one when I thought it was an absolute bargain at 103 quid, which it was because the next one then sold for, how much is that? 129. So I was like, oh, you know what? I've made a bit of profit on him. I then got a notification because the one thing you have to do if you're buying supers, and I know I've only just started, set alerts on absolutely everyone because randomly you'll just get someone that decides to just half the price of like the normal one.
There's no availability, really.
The market's so slow. Yeah, so like if there's hardly any buyers unless they're absolutely unreal. But even then, Trent's floor's dropping like mad. So people, even though he's off to either Real Madrid or staying at Liverpool,
people are still chucking him.
They're dropping like fuck. So then I had him for 108 quid, and I was like, that'll do, 103 quid. I can't remember, 103. And then I got a notification that someone listed him at 80. So I thought, that's that cheap. I'd rather have two. Offered him 68, and he just took it. He just took it. Why so £68 for someone?
Did you look into that at all? Was there any reason why you listed him lower?
I don't know, but it's not my problem. I've now got two, and my average price is 80.
It is if there was a headline that says Romani signs massive Saudi contract.
It's not that. He averages 60 over his last 15 games. I'll use it for rest of the season. He can fuck off.
So
it's another 2 years on his contract.
Almost exactly a year ago, as you paid 146 quid for Gaitan Kook, the keeper from Mechelen, right? The rare keeper from Mechelen, right? A year later, you've bought for the same price, effectively, Jarrod Bowen, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and Dwight McNeil in Super Rare.
That's mental.
See? It's fantastic.
And do you know what it is? Touch wood, by the way. I've got a wood table underneath me, and I'm touching it here, as don't worry. Because this time last year, I feel like every player you bought on Sorare went to Saudi.
Went to shit.
Yeah. It was like 4 keepers in one summer, all went to Saudi.
I had Rodak and Kook that both went. I had Dimitrevski that went to be first team keeper. It all fell through and he benched for the whole season.
Yeah.
I bought Desart for 150-ish quid, I think it was. 3 days later, he went to fucking Qatar or Saudi, wherever that was. So I had a good 400 or 500 quid sat in players that just all decided to fuck off and get use out of them.
Incredible.
So my biggest worry, right, and again, I'm both hands are on the wooden table when I say this, because if I jinx it, I'll, like you, top myself. Yeah. I bought 2 Donovan Leons because he has genuinely been one of the best keepers in France this year. Everyone's saying how good he is, but his contract's up this summer. Ooh. So it's one of them where fans are crying for him to stay. The fans actually are desperate for him to stay. Yeah. And he might, I don't even know, he might have an extension clause in it, and that's why they're so calm about it, and he'll just stay another year. He's only 31, which isn't old or 32 or something for a keeper. He's not that bad. And all the comments, because I did the usual Twitter search of his name, and all the things were just being the top 3 keeper in league, and top 3 keeper. Yeah. So the worst case scenario for me is not worst case because he could fucking drop dead tomorrow, but worst case Sorare wise is that he just moves to a better French team or something like that rather than staying at Auxerre.
If he moves to a better French team and he's gonna be the starting keeper, then it doesn't matter. It's if it who was a fella that played in Belgium that went to Lens? Was it Lens or was it Lorient? Herve Coffey. He went. Yeah, he was starting goalkeeper in Belgium, and he went and he sat on the bench the entire time. So, yeah, I like it.
If he's in a top 5 league, you're very unlikely for him to, unless, like you say, a big Saudi move. I get it; he'll chase the money. Yeah. But it's more that I can't see him playing for a shit team, other than maybe moving into a non-covered league. So that's my biggest worry.
Yeah, for sure.
And I got 2 of them.
Do you think Saudi would buy a keeper like that? Do you know what I mean? Because if they're trying,
I think he's irrelevant, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're a Saudi club and you got all this money and you're trying to attract good players,
an Black, a Donnarumma,
or an Alisson or someone like that, aren't you, to come over, or an Edison or someone like that? James Trafford,
or a Gaitan Kook.
That is true, actually. Yeah. Actually, Mark, you've walked into that because Aaron buys all of them, and then they all go to Saudi. So, speaking of James Trafford, by the way, categorically the greatest keeper in the history of football, I guess.
How many games was it?
James Trafford, they'd have been up already.
12. What is it? 12 clean sheets in a row, I think, or 13.
Which was the record.
It's and we currently, I know I've slagged Scott Parker off this week, and 11 of these games were 0-0 draws, but we are 25 games unbeaten.
Yeah, Like it's
25
as much as
games.
You can't really knock it, even if you've had that many draws. Like that's unreal in the Championship.
This is it, and we've played Leeds twice, we've played Sunderland twice, we've played Sheffield United, we've played like most of the big boys, and we are still.
If Leeds didn't have a Make-A-Wish kid in net, they'd have been up already.
Listen, I know you hate Leeds and I hate Leeds, but how this is one thing that I always struggle with a little bit with football is how do fans see something and everybody else that can make those decisions not like how are you not looking at Meslier and thinking what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Because if you take Cooper from Sheffield United, Trafford, Patterson from Sunderland, and put him in that Leeds team, they've won the league by this point.
Yeah, it's done now.
Finished. And instead, they're 2 points off the top of the table.
Yep.
Because
bearing in mind Sheffield United had a points deduction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they'd be 6 points clear now. Were it 4 points or 3 points? I can't remember what they got deducted, but I think they'd be like 4 or 6 points. Yeah, so there'd be 4 points clear with not many games left.
Yeah.
And then I mean, in fact, 4 points could be Leeds. Are they 1 point ahead of you?
No, level.
Oh, the level. Oh, right. So there'd be 4 points clear of playoffs. So then all of a sudden you're looking at it's a battle for second. So
which it should be.
It's mental.
Just not.
Did you see Fark's comments, by the way?
No.
Again, I haven't seen them directly myself, but Twitter told me, which means it's got to be true.
It's true.
Apparently, after the game, he said in an interview that Leeds will be in the Premier League next year. Didn't say I hope. He turned around and went, Leeds will be a Premier League team next year. And all the reaction were just like, you can't say that at this point of the season when
feel like that.
You've dropped the last 5 games. They've dropped 9 points.
Yeah,
like you can't turn around and say that.
Other than Sheffield United,
no.
Like they've drawn against Swansea, who are not a good team.
Portsmouth.
I will say, I thought Portsmouth was shit, and then I went down to Portsmouth to watch Burnley play them. Granted, I left after 75 minutes because it was the worst I've ever seen Burnley play, and I couldn't sit and watch it. They absolutely battered us. Battered us.
That's a long way trip for 75 minutes.
Oh, I'm fucking well aware, mate. I'm well aware.
I'm baffled. Travel half the country to watch 3/4 of the game.
I'm not so precious that I'll put myself through that. If it's shit, I'm not watching it. Fuck them. They've got my money already. They don't care if I'm there or not.
Yeah.
Get a Fire Stick and you don't have to drive that far anyway, and you can watch 90 minutes of football. Aaron.
That's illegal, and we don't support that, okay?
No.
I will pay Sky Sports from my grave, okay? They deserve that money. The quality of their broadcast, all these YouTubers that are knocking about on fucking Soccer Saturday, I think it's fantastic, and I'm glad to be paying £36 a month. I don't pay for it. I'm not paying for Sky Sports. Fuck them.
No, fuck that. 80 quid a year and I can watch any footy game I want.
One thing I would say is some of these YouTubers are much better than the ex-pros.
Oh, 100%. I'm trying to think of it. Where the other day that we're on. I can't. I'll tell you, it was Chris Basham because it was Sheffield United, Coventry. The assumption, because I promise I've never watched a game because a certain ex-footballer is doing punditry. No. It's like what people getting Wayne Rooney on. He can barely speak.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anything.
You know what? I think Rooney's actually quite insightful with his actual knowledge of football and stuff. He just doesn't have the personality for it. What he says he's half decent, but he's boring as shit. That's the issue.
Yeah, I hate the assumption that because someone was good at football, they'll be good at talking about football because it just does not translate like that. And there are so many.
Gary Neville as a football manager.
Fucking hell, yeah. Like that. What's she called? Neve. She's got like a fancy Italian name.
That one that Mark fancies?
Yeah, that one. She talks a lot of sense.
Who?
We just assume because she female and football that you've.
Oh, is that stunt peg girl?
Yeah. See, you know her weird Twitter name.
That's the one that I'm throwing you under the bus here, but you also did say I had a rash on Twitter. So I'm sure you made a comment about her in our group chat recently.
No. You're talking about Els the Witch, the streamer.
Oh, that's it. Sorry,
because you agreed. So
which
don't come with
I backed 100%.
Yeah, for clarity, I don't fancy stunt peg.
Fuck's sake, mate. She listens to this.
I'm gonna lie. I won't say no.
Yes, you would.
I mean, I would, depending on the current life situation. Yeah. I'm just talking hypotheticals.
Yeah,
of course. Don't do if, buts, or maybes. I do absolutes.
right.
Shall we dust off that dartboard?
I just wanted to commend Az really, because he's openly admitted that he's going through a midlife crisis, and most normal people would either, go and buy a load of cocaine, strippers, go out and buy like a convertible or something like that, and he spunked all his money on super res. So fair play.
Right.
Yeah. He's had a midlife crisis in the safest way.
Yes, yeah.
I've got another story which adds to the midlife crisis, and you'll absolutely love it. So, I was on a stag do recently in Tenerife, and what's something that people get in a midlife crisis? You've never had one before.
Herpes?
Yeah. Both of them, but I'm going to go with the tattoo side.
Yeah.
I maybe got it from the tattoo.
Maybe you dye your hair blonde. That's usually like a midlife crisis kind of thing.
Yeah. So me and my pal, we were in Tenerife and we were half cut on the strip, and this is really shit banter as well, by the way. This isn't meant to be funny as in like the joke funny, but the story's great. So there was a place called Colon, was like the bar, and me being absolutely hilarious said, I wonder if there's a second bar called Semi. No laughs whatsoever. So
rightly fucking
2 seconds later, rightly so. It's horrific. It's really bad. So 2 seconds later, my mate just goes, "Should we get a tattoo?" Because we didn't realise we were stood next to a tattoo parlour.
Nice.
Drunk in Tenerife, we said yes. So we went in, and he said, "What should we get?" And he went, "Should we just get a semicolon because it's funny?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not asked." Have you ever Googled what a semicolon tattoo means?
Yep.
No.
I've never heard of that.
Yep.
And I'm in my,
I knew
know what
as
means.
soon as you started talking about colons and semicolons, I knew what you were going to say.
So I got home, and the wife was very impressed the fact that I'd decided to get a semicolon tattoo on my thigh. Right. And she went, "Why the fuck have you done that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's funny, innit?" And she went, "You do realise that means you've survived like serious mental health and got through like a really troubled time?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, it isn't." And I was like, "What are you on about?" So she Googled it. It's a tattoo that people get that have like contemplated suicide and got through it and like got out of mental health struggles.
Yeah, and it's a lot of people use it as like a reminder to know how far they've come, and that they won't go back to that place and all that sort of stuff. And you're just a fucking dick pissed off.
You just chat all over that.
Like
these poor people.
What are the chances? So when you Google it, it literally says a popular symbol of mental health awareness and suicide prevention. We did it because I made a shit joke on Tenerife Strip.
But listen, it's nice that you are supporting all those people out there that have been through that.
Yeah,
I think
true.
That's really nice. We've talked before about like mental health and that it's important, and I think it's really good that you've done that, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Really good. It was in support of anyone that's going through hard times and the fact I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So other than that, I'm really enjoying life.
Oh, Aaron, shall we play darts?
Yeah, let's do that and take it away from me. Also 30 next month, by the way, which means life is just so downhill. Sorry, Mark, I know you're 50 next month as well, but it's just...
Fuck's sake.
Yeah. I thought you was gonna come out and say you got a tattoo of like "this doesn't count" above your arsehole or something.
Jesus. No, I have got a stick man on my arse though from when I was at uni and drunk, but that's another story.
That's good. I've just got 2 Taylor Swift lyrics on my arm and leg.
I'd rather have mine.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that, but I love Taylor Swift, so I'd much rather have mine.
I've got an armadillo. I've got an armadillo on my shin when I lost a bet in Texas.
Oh, so I don't, because it's you, Mark. Like I knew that already, and I still thought that there was going to be a joke. I still thought
I had no idea about that.
No, genuine.
Right.
Who's going first on that?
Shall I go first?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a team that I won't say don't like, but I like when they lose, but I'm actually going to pick one of their players. It's because I know people that support this team, and it's always fun when they have a meltdown. And it'll be funnier if he doesn't bang, because it will be in support of you. I'm going to pick Jared Bowen. I'm going to pick Big Jazzy B. West Ham at home to Bournemouth.
All right. Oh, yeah, because he's in my main team at the weekend.
Exactly. And I think he's going to score for you, mate. I think Bournemouth are looking a little bit shakier. West Ham look like they are getting a little bit stronger, I guess. And I just like Jared Bowen. So,
well, I'm going to go next because you've just decided to pick my player for me. So I'm going to pick a player from the same team that I've lined up, just because I can. And I'm going to go with myself in Aaron Martin. Fullback.
I assumed you were going to go Wan-Bissaka.
No. Aaron Martin, not Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Okay.
Fullback is they're at home to Udinese.
Ooh. Where does he play now, by the way?
Good fixture. It's a great question. I own him and I don't know. It is. Is it Bologna? No.
Who are they at home to? Udinese. When did they play Friday?
Genoa.
No, I don't. That's why I asked.
Hey! It's the new Motherwell.
Come on. Back with the bang.
I've never heard that before. I hear that.
That was actually quite good. I'll give you that.
Do you know what the best thing is? I didn't know that's who he played. Like, I didn't know that's who he played for.
Oh, I thought you'd set it up really well. You shouldn't have said that. You'd have had a really good setup.
I didn't want to give myself the credit. Yeah, I'll put that bit out.
Marcos.
Right, how long you got?
I'm going to sit back.
Get comfy, boys. Get comfy. Drink. Right. So I'm going to pick a striker who is arguably the best striker in French Ligue 1 at the moment.
I thought you were going to say Zian Fleming when you said best striker. My bad. Sorry.
Not quite. He has scored 3 hat-tricks since joining Monaco in January.
Yeah, good choice.
He is away to Brest at the weekend.
Hey. Everyone's favourite team.
He is, yeah. And that man is Mika Biereth.
Which also, if there's one thing that Arsenal have been absolutely fucking crying out for this year, it's a out and out forward, and they shipped him off to Monaco in summer.
Well, they sold him to Sturm Graz.
Oh yeah, sorry, it was
Sturm Graz in the summer for like 7 million or something. Yeah. And then he was doing that well at Sturm Graz. He signed for Monaco in January for like 12 million or whatever it was.
And then has done just as well, if not better.
Yeah, he scored 3 hat-tricks since in January. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like some player. Nice. So Biereth, Jared Bowen, and Aaron Martin. What a time.
It's just taken me about 15 minutes to find him because I did not know how to spell his name.
Bie. Have you got him?
Yeah, I've got him there. There we go.
Of course, sure.
I'll tell you what, it feels good to be back, doesn't it?
Doesn't it feel good to be back?
It does.
Doesn't it feel good to be back?
This is one of them now as well, where we're 53 minutes in and we were saying what I'm doing for an hour, and I feel like we've only just started.
Oh, do you think? I'm ready to go, mate.
Oh, I could go to bed. I'm absolutely shattered. Like,
oh no, I mean I've just had a prepare you. I thought it were you two that I missed, and then I did miss Mark, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, I guess you've popped up on my screen, and I'm regretting.
I kind of regret turning up as well.
Yeah.
Not just here in life in general.
Just in general. No.
Yeah.
I've got through my mental health struggles, though. I need to be more positive now.
Hey, you got the tattoo for it, so.
You absolute tit. I can't wait for someone to see it and congratulate you on getting to where you are. Do you know what I mean? And you just being like,
it's too high up for anyone to actually see it because my boxers cover it. So even if I had swimming shorts on, you wouldn't be able to see it.
Okay, I'll let you off for that. That's okay.
Especially when you're handing out Andy's Man Club flyers at Sorare Sevens with that tattoo.
To be fair, it makes you seem more qualified, if anything.
I'm all about the mental health. That's all I care about.
Fuck's sake.
To be fair, my mental health was in tatters tonight when I had the worst 9 holes of golf I've had all year so far.
Was it that bad? I am very much enjoying
horrific,
playing golf again at the minute. How bad was it?
Yeah, I'm obsessed. It was my worst round this year. I shot 52 on 9 holes, which is horrific.
What's the? Is it a 30 or what is
36.
it? Ooh,
it was really bad. Bearing in mind my best this year is 44, so I decided to hit 8 shots more than my best round. But I had a few good shots. First round without fucking fairway mats and mats on tees and all that stuff, like properly back out now. So I'm going to class it as a training round, and we'll go back at it next week.
Doesn't count.
Don't count.
I had
no, it does count because I'm putting it towards my handicaps, and my handicaps higher.
Smart. That is smart. I had 2 of my best rounds. I've not had time to go and play 18. I played 18 once and had 92, which it was all right. It was good for a first round. 72. It was 20 over.
Yeah, decent. Yeah, decent.
The 9 hole at the same place is only a 30 par. Like, can get round in just over an hour. Went round in 34 and then 32.
Yeah, that's good.
Like back to back birdies, which I've never done before. So
yeah,
that felt good.
Do you boys want some breaking news?
Always.
Erling Haaland expected to miss the rest of Man City season with an injury.
Oh, shit.
Sounds like a good time to buy a super rare, Az.
It does sound like a good time to buy a super rare. I bet that's come crashing down in price.
As well, man.
How much? Do you know what though? I'd be surprised if he's that expensive.
He's not actually great on Sorare, is he? Like
this is top. He's very decisive, reliant.
Let's have a look. Super rare. Yeah, I don't fancy paying 950 quid at the moment for his super rare.
Yeah, that is spenny. Is that what's the usual sale going around though?
That was the last sale on.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
A week ago.
Never mind. Never mind, mate. Keep an eye out for some Burnley players for when we get promoted. Pick up a couple of their supers to go into your champion team next year.
But they'd be cheap, wouldn't
they? I'm pretty sure they're cheap now, and they're ridiculous. I've picked up
because everyone's expecting them to do shit next year.
I know there's only 7 games left now, but I picked up Trafford and Egan Riley together for 22 quid, I think it were. I sold them together maybe 3 months ago, not even that, for 85 quid. It's mental.
It's scary how much prices have dropped. But then again, like you'll see it'll come up.
That's just the in-season thing, though, isn't it? That's just the in-season thing.
Yeah.
Because
that's why I went classic.
Well, that's why I've gone in-season champion. No, not champion, challenger. Because I've tried to pair. I bought a Feyenoord stack just for something to watch. And then I've got Trafford and Egan Riley, because defensively fantastic. And then a Benfica forward midfield line. So like I've got Actor Coglu, Di Maria. I even got Otamendi as well, because he's quite a good scorer. And Koku. And yeah, I've gone back from... I had 2 lineups 3 weeks ago, and I'm back up to 10 lineups, I think it were this weekend.
I didn't even say why I did the supers, because people will be thinking, well, the players you've bought aren't really top 10, 15
you're right.
kind of thing. But the scores you need to get 4 Essence, because there's only 1 division, there's no like splits or all. You get about 550 entries. Top 20%, get 4 Essence. So you have to finish 110th to get 4 Essence.
Yeah.
This weekend, my team, I put this in the group chat. I'm not going to be able to find it now, am I? Without any bonuses or anything like that, my team scored a base score of 319.3.
Yeah.
Like, that's really shit when you think about
60, it. 64 each.
Yeah. And I finished like 40th.
Yeah.
You needed like 280 points across your 5 to get into top 100.
Mental,
that's 4 Essence. Do that 5 times. You've got 20 super rare
and
Essence,
and
you craft a super rare.
That's a reward. Yeah. And
I've now got 4 teams giving me a chance at 16 Essence a game week.
Granted, that craft a lot of the time is not going to be great.
No.
But all it takes is 1.
Oh yeah.
And half the players are covered.
Yeah, whether that's one craft or you just have one freak week. Where if Romani had done better this week, it's the first week he's let you down. Really, you'd have won a card.
Yeah,
you'd have won a card from players you were never really expecting to win a card, and that's before you've even gone and bought fucking Trent, Pickford. Like you've picked up some fucking great players. That's without having something like Norgard's one of your better midfielders that you've not been able to play. You've just picked up fucking Nico Barella and he got benched for the first time in 6 months. Like it's this week. Like I genuinely, I know we've had it in our group chat that we talk about. We've had it where like one of the lads before has had the Livingston super rares, the underdog strategy, and we were so invested in that. And I am equally invested in your super rare. I was checking it this weekend before you'd even said anything. I was checking on my manager list that I've got to see how your super rares were doing, and I'm fucking buzzing for your Prem team.
This weekend was always going to be a write-off after international break, with people coming back from all over the world and they're resting and rotating and all that sort of. Obviously, Prem's different this midweek because everyone's had a bit of a rest over the weekend, apart from those that played FA Cup. But yeah, I'm proper invested as well. And actually, over the course of a season, you know, if you're crafting a few cards over the course, I mean, as Adam, you got Saka at the start of this year. I crafted a Rafinha.
All it takes is one, and that from 20 essence as well. Yeah, George, Sorare Canary. He did he craft a Rafinha as well? A rare Rafinha, I think it was.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had any crafting luck like, but you got to be in it to win it.
This is why, though. It's because Nicholas, God bless his retweets, by the way. It's lovely to be back, and it's lovely for you to be buzzing that we're back. He knew.
Not going to listen.
He probably is. Listen, he knew you were going to get the super rares at some point. So he's told the development lot, Azzy Mac, don't let him get anything through crafting. Because when it comes to the super rares, we need all these luck to come in. So your first...
I mean, I have crafted once already and it was shit.
Listen, don't worry about that. It's because one of them is going to be like Yamal. Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, like imagine.
Like, imagine that as a super. Oh.
Also, what I was thinking, I should probably... Oh, no, I should have crafted because it was the half essence, which is why I could. So that's why I did it. If I get 20 essence before the end of the season, I shouldn't craft.
No, save it for an in-season.
I should wait until that first season, as soon as the new season starts and then new cards come out.
That first week that Prem cards come out.
Yeah.
That's your big one. Because anybody's going to sell.
Definitely.
Anybody's going to sell.
Yeah.
Looking at the Prem for this, because the midweek out this week, it's like full fixtures.
Yeah.
There's 72 entries at the moment, and top 10 get cards, and top 20 is still 4 essence.
Yeah. So can you get a team out this week? Have you got the players?
I've got a full team, yeah.
Yeah, of course you have.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I've got a great lineup other than Pickford's away at Liverpool.
Yeah, but
I'm hoping for AA.
Yeah.
You want it to be 2-0?
I've got
an AA.
This lineup, right, is one of them that could either go stupid or he's going to be like a 200 pointer.
Yeah.
And it's Pickford, LaCroix away at Southampton, very easy fixture. McAllister then at home to Everton. Bowen and Wan-Bissaka both away to Wolves.
Yeah, but so either West Ham either win that 3-0 or Wolves win 2-0. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's a Bowen hat-trick off Wan-Bissaka's 3 assists.
If we say that, I feel like we say that every week.
Oh, yeah, it never happens. LaCroix clean sheet and then like a goal from a corner. McAllister 2 assists. Pickford pensive. Easy.
Yeah. Pickford pensive, McAllister tapped in. Easy.
Best thing about your essence as well is you're guaranteed a champion or a Prem.
Yeah.
Because it's not mixed with contender and all that sort of stuff.
I'll have 3 champion teams and a Prem once I finally pick up this last keeper.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that the champion essence doesn't spoil the Prem essence, because it'll be like, it could be like 80% champion, 20% Prem. Then all of a sudden it's like I could get a shitty league and defender from somewhere, and then you're using your Prem essence, aren't you?
Yeah.
So that's the only difficulty, but I'm not too arsed, to be honest. I could only do 3 champ teams, or I'd have done a 4th.
Yeah.
So
this is the thing as well.
Prem would way forward.
The big teams, the big leagues all come back at a similar time. So even if you have to wait a couple of weeks to make sure that like Prem, La Liga, Liga are all out, at the same time, and you don't end up getting like a back end of the in-season kind of shite.
I just love it as well because it's just different to what everyone else is doing, and like you found your little like niche of how you're playing now, and it's actually
well, like we've both said that we've bought MLS in seasons, and then Aaron's like, yeah, I've bought some classic champ super rares.
The thing is,
you've paid less for some of those super rares than I have paid for some MLS.
That's what I mean. Other than until today, where I did the bundle for the 3 Prem players, everyone was budget. Like everyone were proper budget players. So like if I decided just to stick with champ teams and just buy a new keeper today rather than the 3 Prem players, I'd have had a really, really cheap gallery for what super rare is and sit and grind essence out every week.
Yeah.
And surely it's only a matter of a time before they make classic great again.
I don't mind classic. I think
no.
People look at classic.
It gets a lot of shit. It gets a lot of shit.
I think it's classic's hard because the best of the best are so available to people.
Yeah.
And like if you look at, like, I imagine some of the top teams as in that fucking super rare team are stupid. And people will have paid thousands for them years ago that now they're not getting that, so they're not worth selling, so they're chucking out a classic team. And that is the problem, is like you do need people to bang. But if you're happy and you know where you're at in terms of like grinding essence, you're not putting these teams out expecting to win a fucking card every week. You're buzzing if you do win a card. That excitement is still there. And like we're still playing
tier 5 super rare. Like
this is it.
Like I'm not expecting top podiums every week.
And we're still playing so rare for the enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
And like I think that's what people get so lost in, especially with classic and stuff, is because like you put out a team that's got Messi, like Suarez, Alba, all the big hitters, and you don't win anything. But like
you get pissed off.
Everybody else has got Suarez, Messi, and Alba. Like what?
Do you want me to quickly tell you the team that won champ this weekend?
Yeah, go on then.
So it was that Lucas Chevalier from Lille in net.
Yeah.
Schlotterbeck, who got 2 assists from corners. He's never taken a corner in his life.
Oh wait, he took the corners.
6'3" Schlotterbeck decided to take a corner. They scored from it, so he took the next one and they scored again. So he got 2 assists from taking corners. Never taken a corner in his career. It said after that came when that came out.
Pissed me off.
Kimmich, who scored 56, so he didn't even do well. Jude Bellingham, captain, who scored 100, so he got him 181, and then Harry Kane. So like, I'm not expecting to finish above that.
3 of the best players on the entire platform.
Yeah.
3 of the historically most expensive players. Schlotterbeck, who's always a massive scorer, and one of the best under 23 keepers on the game. This is what I mean. This is exactly what I'm saying.
But if on the same week, your Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Jarrod Bowen were at home to Southampton,
this is it.
You'd expect a slight chance at it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, before the AC Milan goal, I was 11 points off a card.
Yeah.
So like I was sat, and this was one of the last games in champs. So I was sat there thinking, just flick one off the line, like anything, just flick it off the line, get me a decisive. I've come home with a tier 3 super, and they conceded. I lost 15, 20 points, and he did fuck all for the rest of the game. But I had a chance at a card with a very budgeted lineup.
What you can ask for is a chance.
I think there's a lot of people who still hate classic, and they're not over invested. I know we've had this conversation many a time, but there are such high expectations.
Yeah.
People seem to think, these 5,000 entries, I finished 50th. I should earn half my value back and all this.
Yeah.
No. You know what you're entering for. You know what 50th gets you. If you then finish 50th, don't be fucking angry for finishing 50th.
Yeah.
Like.
And the thing that always gets me is like, I've scored this many points and only won this.
Yeah.
But you've also
pisses me off every time.
Been beaten by 38 other people who've got higher scores than you.
Yeah.
It's not verse yourself. It's not threshold anymore, fella. You're fucking fighting the fucking big boys here. Well, boys, it's nice to be back in it.
Yeah,
I
think we should call it a night, because if we talk too much, we're going to have nothing to say next week.
Oh yeah, no, I'm already out, so I'm terrified about what we're going to talk about next week. Praying that Burnley either do something incredible or fucking terrible, because that gives me 10 minutes of content. You know what I mean? So I need it either way, Scotty P. I need it either way, fella.
When I was driving home from work today, I was thinking it's class that it is back. but we're going to struggle in the summer.
Hey, listen. I've got fucking 3 in-season MLS teams. We can talk MLS.
That's true.
You know I love America. We can talk.
We could talk about how many of my players have gone to Saudi every week.
Oh my god, don't.
Oh,
We're actually going to have to do a segment called Saudi Watch, aren't we?
We are going to have to do Saudi Watch. Yeah,
we're going to have to do Saudi Watch. We're going to have to do
every Monday night. We'll just search each player that I've got and see if anyone's linked to Saudi.
What's that fella called? Is he still buying everyone's players that fuck off to Saudi and then hoping that they move?
Wait a minute, have you seen how much he wins?
No.
So I can't remember. Is it Sorare Drake? Is it Drake?
No, I don't. Is it not the Harper? What's it? Brad?
Harper, actually. Yeah.
Harper way. Yeah. That's
he every time the Saudi cards and that are in
Champions League,
use, he wins. He wins.
Yeah,
he walks it. Yeah. He wins everything.
That's mad.
And he's paid pennies for them. Like he's paid absolute pennies for him, and he just uses them 3 or 4 times a year. Wins the tournaments across the board, earns thousands, and then they're all paid for already.
Yeah, fair play. It's worked out for him, hasn't it? Really, fair play.
Yeah. And then I used Dissart when he was playing, and he's not scored more than a 50, I don't think, in any other game.
Honestly, that's the worst purchase you've ever made. Oh.
It would have been worth it if he fucking stayed, the silly cunt.
Yeah, but sorry. It's put some maybes, do you know what I mean? If me nan had wheels, she'd be a bike. And on that note, lads, I feel like we might as well call it a day for this week.
Yeah, let's call it.
It's been an absolute pleasure. If you do watch, thank you for coming back. We will try and be here every week. It depends on this fucking this side, this busy prick. I never know which way it is.
I've been the one trying to orchestrate this for ages.
You are right.
Mark's been dropping hints for months.
And we love it. We won't have it any other day. Well, boys, I will speak to you next week. But for now, bye.
Bye.
Peace.